The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found The Local Show with Tom and Steve. It's your lucky day. It's just like finding a penny, because now I think the scarcity of pennies, have made the value go up. Wouldn't that be ironic? They got rid of the pennies to save money, but now because of the scarcity, they're going to be worth like hundreds of dollars.
So I was just telling somebody a story. This will shock you, Tom. So a few years ago, we're down in somewhere warm, Florida. Yeah. I think it was actually Fort Myers at the time, and I had a bunch of loose change in my pocket and stuff, pennies and stuff. So there's these guys walking on the beach with the metal detectors.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm on the pier and I see them coming. So I'm chucking coins off
that's the kind of scorch this guy.
Okay. So this lady next to me, she goes, "You are not."
Only you would think of something like that.
So that was just a little story. I thought
you love to poke the bear in the monkey cage. You saw the monkey, I don't know, the gorilla.
So one more bear.
Yes.
So we've had our friend Randy Roop, SyracusHandyman.com guy.
Yes.
We actually had to turn off the commercials because people have
too many people.
Really stepped out. People need the handyman stuff. So he's already booked to July.
Lovely. And, just when I need my window replaced in my room.
So but you can put him in the queue, but we're not running the spots. But here's a guy that knows how to do it. And so yes, people listen to the show, and and we appreciate. And if they're on the show, there's a good chance we trust them. Is that fair, Tom?
I think that's very fair.
What about this guy?
Well, Dan Piciucco, not only has he been around for a long time, but he's a great guy. And your dad started the business, right, Danny?
Yep, 1987.
Okay.
That's 40 years next year.
Yeah, the salad days of my youth. Let me just think about that.
You're still a better golfer than he is, though.
1987.
Better handicap. Yeah.
Dan Piciucco is the vice president of Unique Development. They build things, and one of the things they built was the IKEA. So if you've been down there, folks, they built that sucker out nicely. And then a bunch of restaurants. The new Joey's is your design and build. And then Alimentari, is that what that's called?
Alimentari, yeah.
And that's out there in Fayetteville or Manlius?
Fayetteville, right where the old Kirby's was.
Right. And are you finished with that project? Or?
We're finished with our part.
Okay.
They're going to open another month or so.
In June.
Yeah. I was there this last week, Tom. Wow. It is stylish. You really feel like you stepped in Italy, and I don't understand most of Italy like you guys do.
Right.
But the bakery part is there, and it's just very tasteful, and it looks very comfortable. You know, restaurants you go to and you feel like this isn't comfortable. It just looks really comfortable.
I mean, the anticipation's been building for 6 months now?
Right.
At least. So, we're all very excited for that to open.
Yeah. How has it been finding people to work in your world?
Trades has always been difficult, or especially no one really goes into trades anymore. So it's not really our own employees that we have difficulty finding. It's the subcontractors that we sub out to. They have trouble finding people that are going to the trades, which makes projects last longer, which drives up costs, which things are expensive to build now already. Yeah. So it's just a domino effect.
But you can pick and choose. So and you guys have been in business your whole life. I mean, your life and certainly your dad's, the good from the bad. So you can say, you know what? I need someone that's a real good finished carpenter, somebody that can do doors. My dad was big on doors. My dad was a carpenter. And he would walk in and go, oh, look at that thing. It would make him nuts when things weren't done properly. But you guys know the difference. So
we do.
Being able to broker that out a bit really brings the standards up, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I mean, every time my dad walks into a restaurant too, he always, the first thing he says is, this should have been done differently. The bar is not where it should be. This is not where it should be. I'm like, let's just enjoy it.
And Dad started from a architectural
background. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's kind of what our specialty is now, is like a design build project, where we have minimal drawings. We're kind of designing as we go.
So tell me about Natalie. She's a pretty amazing lady. What's her role over there?
So she does a lot for us. She does a lot of design. Her background's interior design, so that's, so she does a lot of the pre-construction process where we're trying to define the scopes, trying to help the clients kind of design what they're aesthetically what they're looking for. And then once the project starts too, she brings the project from beginning to end as a project manager too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are some of the biggest challenges other than staffing?
Right now, I mean, it is the cost of construction. A lot of times we put budgets together for customers or potential clients, and it's 2-3 times of what they're expecting.
And they're going to get that from everybody. It's not like
they're going to get it from everyone. Yeah. But because we do so many design build projects, we get involved in the beginning where they just kind of have a concept in mind, and we're trying to bring them from concept to building. And in that process, we have to kind of give them a budget, what they're looking for. We put that together, and a lot of times they're just shell shocked by what that cost is.
Would it be cheaper down south or in other parts of the United States, or is it just because of tariffs? What do you contribute that to, or listen to me? What do you attribute that to?
I mean, I think it's just inflation in general.
Just in general,
I think it's just inflation in general. I mean,
what's a 4x8 sheet of plywood going for these days? Like, good
crazy. No, compared to
I used to pick up one for $32. And now I think it's $132.
It was probably straight too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Forget about going to a big box store and finding a straight 2x4 or anything.
I did occasionally. I would help Dad, and I had a friend of mine that was in the construction business.
When he says help Dad, he brought him his lunch.
Yep. You're not far off. Okay. But I did look at like how to shop for 2x4s.
Yep. Oh, you got to put it on the floor.
You look down the line, you put it on the floor, and you're like, nope. And I just remember back then, how many of them were terrible?
Yeah. Crookeder than a dog's rear leg.
How do you even do that?
Yeah, that's bad.
Now, what's the geographic scope? Now, didn't you do a project out in Albany? You did something out there that I was...
REI. We did an REI in Albany.
What is REI?
So they are, like Eastern Mountain Sports.
Okay.
They're like the Eastern Mountain Sports of the West Coast. So they're like Oregon, California area.
Well, they sell boogie boards and
they could,
skis or whatever.
They do like camping equipment. A lot of camping equipment.
Gotcha.
So that was their pyramid mall, or pyramid management.
Sure.
They own the mall, Cross Gates. That was the first REI that went to any of their malls. Okay. So, and we have a job going down in New York City right now, actually.
What are you doing down in New York?
So it's called Retro Recess. It's in Long Island City. It's kind of like you're supposed to feel like you're in your grandma's basement. There's the wood
New York City.
Can't stand up straight.
The wood paneling on the walls. It's like video games type of thing.
Oh, really?
So that's like cool. Video games, like bar, restaurant type of thing.
So how does somebody? That's like a story area, I think, isn't it? Like, how the heck did you get a job down there?
We got referred to them by the owner of Funny Bone that we did over here in Destiny.
Okay.
Yes. So they referred us to one of his guys he knew that was doing this job down there. And then we got referred to another gym down there around the corner that we're bidding out to. So we might have 2 jobs in Long Island City.
So that says a lot that someone's going to really pay someone to go down from here. It speaks a lot for your reputation. Yep. General Contractor Syracuse, that's still the website address?
No, Built by Unique.
BuiltByUnique.com.
Oh, now it's different.
Yes. You have a new shiny new website.
Yep.
So BuiltByUnique.com. You can reach out. And Dan, we appreciate you joining us today.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Tom.